We're gonna talk about depression today, man. Really just give y'all a backstory on Mr. Unstoppable. Give y'all the backstory on me, because I feel like, honestly, there's a lot of things in my life that I have never spoke about. And I feel like right now is the best time to do that. Me going through this YouTube journey, sharing a lot of different things with you guys, and being in a space where I really just want to be able to be as transparent as possible. I feel like this video is going to be something that is going to allow me to do that. On top of the fact of, it's also going to allow me to just kind of get it off my chest, man. There's going to be a lot of things in this video that I've never spoke about before, ever, like to anybody. I feel like what better way to be transparent or allow myself to really just be myself unapologetically and just put it out there, just put myself completely out there. So that's really the main reason why I'm doing this particular video. The major goal of this video is to, one, just get it off my chest as a form of therapy, and two, in the process of doing that, is to help somebody else understand that whatever it is that they might be going through, if they're dealing with depression, if they're dealing with past traumas, if they're dealing with lack of self-compassion, feeling alone, this video will let them know that they aren't alone, to let them know that you can overcome all of that. Me taking on the persona of a superhero, a lot of people just see all the positive things that I do. I talk about self-love, getting in the best shape of my life. I talk about having a powerful mindset and mental fortitude. But I feel like without the backstory of all of that, then you're only getting one side of who Mr. Unstoppable is. So now I want to give you guys the opportunity to know that other side, because without this side, there wouldn't be any of what you guys see from me. There would be no Mr. Unstoppable. If I didn't go through the trials and tribulations that I did, I wouldn't have the confidence that I do now. I wouldn't be able to share my testimony due to the tests that I've had and the obstacles that I've overcome in my life. People always see the superhero and think that, or somebody that they admire who is successful or has the type of strength or characteristics that they might want for themselves, but they don't really understand that person is actually you. Because I truly feel like that every successful person who's doing something amazing, they had to be built up to that. That comes from being in a place where they weren't courageous, or they didn't believe in themselves, or dealing with some type of dark past. The heroes that I admire the most are the ones that have the darkness, the ones that have the villain backstory but choose to be the superhero instead of the villain. Batman's story is one of my favorite stories of all time, because he became a symbol of justice because he lost both of his parents as a child. They were murdered right in front of him. It's like you can't have the light without having the dark too as well. So with that preface to what the video is about, let's just get into my life, man. Let's talk about depression. I feel like it can stem from a lot of different places. For me, depression came from the fact that I felt unfulfilled, like I wasn't serving any type of purpose. That was one of the reasons why. Another reason why was because I would spend a lot of time around people that cared about me, and we would have a good time and it'd be fun. And then I'd go home and I would just feel alone. You know what I'm saying? I would feel like I really didn't truly connect with people. Even though I knew that I had people around me that really truly loved me and cared about me, it was really hard for me to actually connect with others. And that's still something I'm working on right now, but I'm doing a lot better than I was, 5 years ago, 3 years ago during those times. Because in my past, man, I really was a vibrant type of guy. Like, people really liked me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was magnetic. I had a magnetic personality, and I would find myself around people all the time, but I would still feel alone, man. I could be surrounded by a lot of people and be having a good time and be laughing and playing and all of this stuff, man, and just like vibing, but just like in the back of my mind, I just really felt like I was alone. You know what I mean? I had an issue with connecting with others. And I think that really came from my past when I was younger. My stepdad was actually in the military, so we would move every 3 years or so. So I would start the process, be the new kid in school. I would get friends, spend time with them, create these bonds, and then next thing I know, it's time to up and move. And we did this for years and years and years, man. And that really took a toll on me, because it just made me think that it subconsciously making me feel like relationships and friendships don't really last. Like, eventually, as close as I was to somebody, that bond would be broken eventually. And I think that was the reason why I had so much of a problem with connecting with people, because psychologically I kept thinking like, eventually we're not gonna be friends anymore, And it's harder to conceptualize when I was younger, because I'm just a kid, man. I don't know, I just know that I'm sad because I gotta move, and these friends that I've been tight with over these last 2-3 years, I gotta move and leave them. And it was just like heartbreak after heartbreak for me, man. And it was terrible. And I used to tell my dad all the time, like, man, I hate moving so much. And he'd just be like, man, you get to see so many things. And he would just look at the bright side of it, but I was just like, man, no, I just always wanted to have a group of friends that I was cool with from the time that I was a kid until adulthood. That's something that I never could have. That really led to me having an issue with connecting with people, which in turn led to my depression. Human beings need to connect with others. That's a basic thing for all of us. No matter how much you feel like you don't need people, you need people. The greatest thing in life is to know and be known by somebody deeply. And that was something that was missing in my life. And that's what caused so much of my depression. Because I would be around these people, man, that I knew cared about me, but I didn't feel really loved or connected. Another thing that I dealt with in my life too, me and my mother when I was younger, we didn't really have the best relationship. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the past traumas and me not being able to feel loved or connected with somebody else stems from that. I love my mother to death. Times have changed a lot now. We have a great relationship. Like, she's my favorite person. But there was a time period when I really just didn't feel love. And during that time too, my dad wasn't around. My biological father wasn't around. And then my stepdad, he adopted me when I was real young. The name Lucky actually comes from him. Him and my mother separated too as well. When that was going on, she's a single mom, 2 divorces, 2 marriages that didn't work out. Now she has 2 kids that she got to take care of, me and my little brother. And she always worked and she always did everything that she needed to do, man. She was an amazing woman. She made sure we had food, a place to live. I honestly don't know how she did it, but I think what really happened was the reason why she wasn't able to express that love for me was the fact that she was just dealing with so much on her own. Looking at it now in hindsight, me breaking things down, I kind of can understand why she felt so frustrated at that time. Like, I remember, I just really felt like back in the day, she wouldn't really help me. I got my first job after I got out of high school. I was working at a local Subway right up the street. I remember one time I was asking her to just take me to work. She would always make me feel bad about myself, man. She would be like, oh, you got all these friends. Why you can't have them take you? Why they can't pick you up? Just felt like she would always throw me to the side like, oh, well, tell them to help you. I'm not going to help you. Little stuff like that. Or like when I was younger, I'd be eating in the kitchen or something. And she'd be like, why are you eating all the time? You always eating. You just ate not too long ago. Like, I feel like I would get shamed for everything that I would do. If I'm just trying to eat food or just trying to get to work or do the right thing, I always felt like I never had her support. The fact of me moving every 2 to 3 years, I can't connect with people because the relationships don't last because I got to move every time. And then the only person that I do have in my corner that's been in my life consistently is treating me like I'm a burden. It's even affected my relationships with women too as well, which is a whole nother story. We're probably not going to get into that part. But when I was younger, man, I was a really to myself type of kid. People really think that I'm a really big extrovert. But realistically, man, I'm a Cancer. I'm more of an introvert than anything. So growing up, I spent a lot of time alone. I used to write poetry, play a lot of video games. I used to draw. I would always just be in my head all the time. I would daydream a lot and I would just spend a lot of time alone, man. Me really feeling like I was alone and not being able to really connect with people. It really brought me to a very dark place. And I think that's where the alcoholism came into play, because I would kind of use it to kind of numb myself a lot, to not really think about that stuff. You can't run from yourself, Eventually, when you done partying and you done hanging out with those people for the night and you go home to yourself, you can't really run from your demons and your trauma and stuff like that. So you really have to come to a place where you face it, And I've been to some really dark places. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There's been plenty of times in my life where I just felt like ending it all. I felt like that was really the answer. I felt like the suffering that I was dealing with was something that just wasn't gonna go away because I really didn't know how to deal with it or connect with people in order for me to actually speak about it. I used to think that turning to people was a sign of weakness because I spent so much time dealing with my own stuff, my own depression, my own stress, my own traumas, by myself. I didn't feel like I could talk to my mother or anybody, that was close to me about it. That was something that always kind of ate me up. You know what I mean? It always ate my soul up. And again, it took me to those very dark places. And I developed an anger problem too as well. Cause I really didn't know how to express my emotions. I got to a place where I really just got very, very cynical, where I really just felt like everything was working against me. Life was just out to get me. You know what I mean? To the point where I couldn't really create those bonds with individuals too, because I just felt like at some point they're probably gonna turn on me or something like that. So I have all these things going on and I'm viewing getting help and talking to people as something that's weak. You know what I mean? So I'm viewing it as a weakness. All of that together, I used to think about ending it quite often, very often, scarily often. And I think the reason why I never did was because I really just thought about the people who were close to me, like my mother, had a much better relationship at that time too. I just really thought about how would they feel, And I could never go through with it because I just really thought about how I would break her heart, or the people that really cared about me, how it would make them feel, And I know there's probably somebody watching this video right now too who has thought about that too as well. And the thing that I would tell you is just don't give up, man. You needing to talk about whatever it is that you got going on isn't a sign of weakness. I know that's how I used to think about it, but it's actually a sign of strength because you allow yourself to be vulnerable, just like I'm being vulnerable right now with this video and sharing it to anybody who's watching it. That's a big sign of strength, and this is a big step for me because this is something that I never spoke about before in my life to anyone. And it's really hard crawling out of that very dark space and not wanting to just end it to feel like, that's going to be the solution to your problem. Like, because I really believe that it's not. And I think about now, if I did end up doing that, how I would have never been able to live my dream and impact the people that I'm impacting right now with my Unstoppable brand, with these videos that I bring out, and just with everything that I'm doing, like my friends who truly believe in what I'm doing and who appreciate me as a person. And there's just so much beauty that's in life. You know what I mean? There's so many beautiful things to see and do and be here. Like, I couldn't imagine if I just gave up on all of that. Somebody would have missed out. Somebody would have missed out on what I'm doing right now. Somebody would have missed out on the things that I am going to do. Somebody would have missed out on me giving them this message to just persevere through everything. This is where Unstoppable comes from. It comes from me overcoming so much in my lifetime. Not even just like me getting in shape, me beating alcoholism, or me just persevering through like my own darkness, dealing with anger issues, dealing with alcoholism. The statement and the quote that I came up with is it just became like a creed to me. No obstacle life may manifest will ever be greater than the power that you have within. This is something that I came up with a long time ago, and it's a great message because I feel like anybody in the world can identify with that because we all have trauma that we've dealt with, whether it be small, big. We all come from different backgrounds, but we all have dealt with pain. We've all dealt with suffering. We've all dealt with questioning ourselves, with fear, overcoming ourselves. We've dealt with our own demons. I really think that's just a part of the human experience. No matter who you are or where you're from, everybody can identify with that. I really want you to get that message that you aren't alone. If you need to reach out to somebody to express whatever it is that you're going through, if you're dealing with depression, if you find yourself in a dark space, reach out. And you can start small, man. You can make a video like this and just replay it. Just listen to yourself because it's always good to get that stuff out. You got to be able to express it. Otherwise, it's going to eat you inside. And always understand that everybody's a little broken. That's how the light gets in. And don't ever think that you can never heal. No matter what you've been through, no matter what dark places that you find yourself in, you can always heal yourself. But you got to just start changing your mindset. You got to start giving yourself love because that's one of the biggest things that changed my life too as well. When I started to look at those parts of myself that were broken and I started to give myself compassion, that's what really changed everything for me. And then I started realizing that life truly is beautiful. Those situations where I would be hanging around my friends and we'd be having a good time and I would go home and think that I wasn't connected with those individuals, my friends, my family. Once I started to heal myself, it would be the same exact scenario. I would go hang out and spend time with them and laugh and it'd be fun. And then I'd go home and instead of me thinking that I didn't connect with them, I started expressing gratitude for how loved that truly was, for actually being seen, for feeling like an actual person. And then as that started happening, I really realized that I was really just looking at life the wrong way from a negative mindset. And then every part of myself that I felt was a little broken or tarnished, I started giving that part of myself my compassion, the same compassion that these friends would show me, and the same care that I would give to other people, I started giving to myself. That's what really changed my life, man. If you guys have made it to this part of the video, I want to give y'all a special gift. It's a book that I actually read that has changed my life quite a bit. Now, I read a lot of books, but this one has changed my life a lot because it actually helped me heal. So this book is called A Return to Love. It's by Marianne Williamson. This book is amazing. If you guys have never heard of it, I highly suggest that you read it. And I think that anybody watching this video can get something positive from it. Now, I first started reading this book called Self-Compassion. That was an amazing book. And then it led me to this book. Now, this book right here is something that helped me heal a lot, but it also helped me return back to having a good relationship with God too as well. Now, I'm not a Christian, I'm not a religious person, but I am a spiritual person. I do believe in God. So with that book, it really just helped me become a more compassionate version of myself. And it started with me, and then it allowed me to be more compassionate with the other people too in my life as well. So if you made it to the end of this video, and that sounds like something that you would want for yourself, definitely read this book, man. And if y'all end up reading this book, I don't care if it's 5 years from now, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about this book. Also, if you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. If you've ever dealt with depression or been in a dark place, a major way out of it, or if you're currently in that dark place as well, leave a comment down below. I respond to every single person. And like I said before, don't give up. All right. I know it can be hard. I've been there plenty of times in my entire life. Never give up that fight. All right. And seek help if you really need it. That's very important. I appreciate you guys for watching this video, man. I feel a lot better being able to get that off my chest as well, too. And I really want people to understand that Mr. Unstoppable is a real person. I come from a real place. I go through things just like any other human being, just because I'm doing superhuman things and on a mission to help the world persevere and unlock their inner superhero. Doesn't mean that I don't deal with the same things that everybody else does, because I do. If you want more content like this, or you like the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'll be dropping a new video every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until I reach 500 subs. I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. And as always, be unstoppable. Peace.